All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Terence Bud Crawford gave an interview in which he disrespected Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence Jr.'s team. At the same time, disrespects boxing fans and the people that pay for his fights, but expect people, broke people, to buy his fights. Big fan of Terence Crawford in the ring, one of the greatest fighters of this century for sure. The guy that was interviewing him is one of my favorite fighters ever, Andre Ward. But one time, Andre Ward responded to me on Instagram, on Twitter, about something that I said about the Errol Terence Crawford fight. And what Andre Ward said to me was like, "You're missing it." I responded back to Andre Ward and I said, "Hey, man, it's an honor to talk to you. What am I missing?" Never got a response back from him. Well, now I understand what I'm missing. I'm missing that these guys are Terence Crawford and Andre Ward are both prima donna mentality athletes that obviously have never actually had real jobs outside of athleticism and dealt with the problems that regular human beings have in their regular jobs every single solitary day. Because if they did, they wouldn't have said the things that they said in that interview, which honestly boggles my mind. Now, before I get into that and we get into the video, hey, please subscribe to my new personal YouTube channel, MH Blackwell. The link is going to be in the description where we talk about things non-boxing. Thank you to everybody. And that's only for the people that are really, where we talk and we come by on the regular basis and we talk about different things. Go on over there and hit that subscribe button and check the videos out and leave me comments about what videos you want me to do over there. But let's talk about the ridiculous stance of Andre Ward, because Andre Ward was asking the questions, and Terence Crawford in this interview that for some reason they thought was a good look. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, this is going to be a rare emotional video for me. I usually save my emotions for my live streams, and I do these videos pretty much cut and dry, give you what I think. But there was an interview that came out yesterday on All the Smoke Fight, a new podcast that I suppose is now going to be hosted, at least as it relates to boxing matches and MMA matches, by Andre Ward, Andre SOG Ward, one of the greatest fighters of my lifetime, one of my favorite fighters to watch my entire time. And he interviewed Terence Crawford, who's one of my favorite fighters to watch that I've seen my entire lifetime. Tremendous fighter, easily one of the best fighters of this century. Pound for pound, number one. I've never said anything differently. The only time I didn't have him at it is when he didn't fight Errol Spence Jr. and fought David Avanesyan. This interview, though, gave me a very, very clear picture of who these guys are, where their mentalities are. And I have to tell you, man, wow. What prima donnas. I was amazed at the conversation that took place. As an older man that has been in the workforce for 35 years. I have been in the workforce for 35 years. I have had menial jobs. I've had executive jobs. I've all kind of different industries. What I've never been was somebody that cries about success. And Andre Ward and Terence Crawford came off like spoiled athletes, spoiled, out of touch athletes that don't have a clue about who they're actually talking to, the people that are actually listening to them speak. That was a conversation that should have been had between the two of them behind closed doors, where you don't let normal people whose money is coming out of their pocket listen to you speak. What do I mean about that? Why do I say that? Andre Ward and Terence Crawford complained about boxing fans not understanding boxing. It was absolutely amazing to me how they said, well, look, these boxing channels, these YouTube channels, they say all these things and they don't understand these things about us and about what it is to be a fighter, what it is to get punched and it hurts your head. And, you know, you have to worry about your life after boxing and all of this stuff. Right. And I thought to myself, that's what everybody has. That's what everybody's worry is. First of all, boxing fans and any fan of sports, let me tell you why we watch boxing, Terence and Andre, so that we can forget about our problems. So that we, on a Saturday night, after a long work of picking up garbage cans, or a long week of driving a Amazon truck or driving a semi truck halfway across country with your bones aching and all of that. Some of us have problems with our wives and our kids, and we watch boxing so we can forget about the problems that we have, and we give you our money so that we can see you fight. Your problems are not our problems. Boxers' problems are not boxing fans' problems. It is a simple calculation here. You fight, we pay. That's it. We pay for what we want to pay for. You fight to get the money, we pay you. Now, the funny thing to me is that Terence Crawford never seems to get that. Because Terence Crawford, the entire conversation, never said thank you to the fans that come out and pay to see me fight. It's, the promotional companies were all out to get me. They were all conspiring not to give me fights. What are you talking about? Terence Crawford got an opportunity from Bob Arum to fight for a world championship after 20-something fights. After he got his world championship fight against Ricky Burns, he was never in another non-title fight since then, and that's been years. How many years of getting championship fight after championship fight after getting championship fight do you need before you feel some amount of appreciation for what the sport has given you and what the fans have given you? Because every single solitary one of those fights had people in the stands there to watch you. It boggles my mind if you watch professional athletes, if you've ever met a professional athlete and noticed that some of them are some of the nicest people in the world, and they shake your hand and they're like, thank you for, man, I appreciate you. Hey, man, thank you for coming to my fight. Thank you for watching my basketball game. Hey, you used to have Muhammad Ali that would stand on the street corner in Chicago and sign autographs for hours just saying thank you to fans. If you listen to Gervonta Davis, I have never heard Gervonta Davis complain about boxing fans. Never. I heard him complain about other fighters and other fighters calling his name and not really wanting to fight him and trying to jock him for his pub. But I've never heard him talk about boxing fans. And boxing fans need to understand boxing better. You need to go read and go look up what boxing means. No, I don't need to go read and look up what boxing means. I know what boxing is. Boxing is two men standing in a ring, punching at each other. And hopefully I get to see a knockout and I get to go, woo! And I get to spend $75 to do it, or I get to spend $1,000 to show up to the place and do it. That's what it is. It's an exchange of me paying you for a service you provide me. That's the real world. Even when Terence Crawford and Andre Ward are talking about managers and talking about Al Heyman, they have to invest money in the fight too. The fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. involved Al Heyman because Al Heyman is putting up the money for the fight. So why shouldn't Al Heyman be involved and Al Heyman advise his person to get as much money as they can get? But don't worry. Here comes the hypocrisy. Terence Crawford and Andre Ward are out there talking about Al Heyman and implying like Al Heyman is doing something to block fights and keep Terence Crawford from getting money. But his job is to get Errol money. But at the end of the conversation, they go to talk about how boxing fans don't understand that there's these boxers out there that any moment can lose their memory. At any moment, they can start slurring their speech. And these fighters have to get the money that they need. So pick one. Is Errol Spence supposed to listen to his advisor, whose job is to get as much money for Errol Spence Jr. in his career as he possibly can get, so that he can be taken care of in case Errol starts slurring, in case Errol keeps forgetting, or is that job only for Al Heyman when Terence Crawford's not involved? Amazing logic in that particular interview. Please, professional boxers, boxing fans don't owe you anything. They don't owe you to watch your fight. They don't owe it to talk about you. They don't owe anything. And if you don't believe it, go talk to some of the boxers that fought 50, 60 fights, double-digit losses and double-digit wins. Go ask a guy that's 43 and 68 fighting out of Mexico. Man, they're not. Well, what would you do with $1 million if somebody was trying to give you $6 million instead of $20 million? Man, those are multi-million-dollar people's problems. And do you know what most multi-millionaires do when they're sitting there talking about money and their problem? They don't share them. And the reason why you don't hear them share them is because people who got problems like, God dog, bro, I got a $3,000, I got a $1,500 rent I got to pay next month, and I just got fired from my sanitation job. What am I going to do for my kids? But meanwhile, you got multimillionaire athletes jumping on the internet crying about the millions of dollars that they get for being the 0.0000001 highest paid people in the country. Man, I'm like, dude, I was listening to that interview the whole time, like, I like Andre Ward, I like Terence Crawford, but man, dawg, I hope y'all don't get a hard dose of reality in life, man. But you certainly cannot blame Al Heyman for doing his job and advising a professional boxer about how to maximize his potential, because guess who is the MBA, the Harvard MBA? He is. And guess who is the young fighter who knows how to fight and is trusting this man to get his money into his bank for him? Going around that particular guy to convince Errol Spence Jr. to take less money than he deserves. And then you shout out Adrian, good job, Errol, for being stupid enough to do that. But bad guy, Al Heyman, for trying to get him his money. But meanwhile, shame on all of you boxing promoters that won't help me get my money. Honestly, man, it was ridiculous. Usually I don't go in like this, but man, if any professional boxer, man, as a fan of the sport, bro, people don't care about your millionaire problems. People don't care about your upper echelon, let the whole town of Omaha, Nebraska throw me a parade problems. Man, y'all gotta be kidding me, man. Errol Spence Jr. made a smart decision because, hey, man, he got $30 million in that particular fight. But Andre Ward, but Al Heyman trying to give him when he should have got 40 is huge. But anyway, man, Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. Andre Ward was the best fighter in the world. Extremely disciplined people in the ring. Extremely disciplined people outside the ring. But man, if you do not stop preaching at boxing fans with your multimillionaire problems, people are not trying to hear it, bro. And Terence Crawford has multiple times called boxing fans broke. I have, but just so you know, very wealthy people that subscribe to my channel that have said, oh, and these are people that I know got more money than Bud does. Said, oh, I'm broke. You'll never have to worry about me. I'm fire sticking you, homie. I'm fire sticking you, homie. Yes, boxing fans will get upset if you call them broke and rub your money in their face and your problems in their face. Like, man, are you kidding me? Anyway, man, I'm sorry I had to go in on that. I had to let that one go because I listened to that, man. I was like, man, come on, bro. There used to be a time when boxers, you talk like Muhammad Ali do. Muhammad Ali, that is so anti-Muhammad Ali what that conversation was. Muhammad Ali would sit there and talk about the problems of his people and how he makes millions and millions of dollars. And man, as long as my people have what my people need, man, I'll die on the streets for my people. Versus you people that support me. How dare you not speak nice about me? How dare you criticize who I fight and not giving you the fights that I want to see? And these people over there won't do what I say. Oh my God, Al Heyman was doing his job. Flat out ridiculous. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Man, y'all, seriously, that's me listening to that reminds me of when I was like 22. And the problems you have when you're 22 and you don't see what real problems are that people really have. Not being able to pay their bills, not being able to pay for their health insurance. But they got to have entertainment. They got to have entertainment because that's important to have fun. So they watch boxing for fun. They spend their extra money to go there and watch you for fun. And for you to look like they're a problem in your life. Man, inappreciative, millionaire, prima donna ass attitudes. Anyway, that's my take. And that's why, dude, I ain't never want to be friends with professional athletes because they live off in a bubble. They're living in a bubble so much different than every other human being that they start talking about their bubble as if people care about their bubble. It's not shut up and fight as far as like if you're a manager and working with a manager and you're looking for your money, that's all good. But laying in on boxing fans for problems that most of these guys wish they had. Do you know how many people get hit over the head with bricks falling off of construction sites? Like, dude, anybody can be gone tomorrow. Anybody can be broke tomorrow. Anybody can die. So many jobs people can die on a job. And it's the risk that they take for the reward that they get. The millions and millions of dollars that you get are the reward that you get for risking your life. Nobody's forcing you to do it. You're doing it for the money. So since you're getting the money, your service, which is risking your life for the money, don't cry about it. Anyway, man, that shit was amazing to me. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces.